Bonjour, and welcome to this episode. Today's episode is titled Rejection is Protection, and I wanted to discuss what that means and my experiences that tie into that phrase. And I want to talk about what happened to me last night. That was very frightful, and it was an eye-opener to my purpose here in LA and anywhere, but mostly on this earth. So, what does rejection is protection? What does that mean? When we get rejected by something or someone, that could be such a pain in the ass and we feel like shit afterwards. But what we don't realize is maybe that rejection actually means that we weren't supposed to be pursuing that in the first place. Maybe that rejection actually was protection. Hard to believe, ain't it? Rejection is protection. If we all were to look at it that way, then moving forward, things could be a lot more easier. Now, what is my divine soul mission on Lady Gaia? What is my divine soul mission on Mother Earth, on planet Earth? I have been pondering that question for a while now, and lately it is all coming to me. My divine soul purpose on this earth is to meet my soul family and to help lost souls find the light. That is my soul journey. Now, what does that mean? Well, we all know what a chosen one could be. Basically what it means is they have a different purpose here on planet Earth. They're not like other people. They're not normal people. They have a very specific, soulful purpose on this plane of existence. And I'm coming into recognition with that. And last night's experience was such a harrowing one. So let's get into that. So I went to an event last night where it is designed you meet 5 to 6 different strangers at a restaurant setting, and you're all meeting each other for the first time. It's a social event of sorts, very mysterious, but it is catered and curated to each individual's specific needs, their specific hobbies, what they're into. It's sort of that thing. And so I, being the adventurous spirit that I am, I went to my second meetup. Why am I always doing dumb shit? So I went again. Last night was the second group experience that I decided to go to. And I was, at first I was the only one there, and then after a while others showed up. And it's about a good 20 minutes, and we're all talking, and we're all, making lighthearted conversation, ordering, everyone's deciding what they're gonna order, what they want to drink and eat, and everything seems okay for the most part. And so 20 minutes develops into maybe a full hour or two hours and a half. And by that time, later on at night, we were supposed to go to a rooftop that was connected at the same restaurant, or we could start bar hopping. So we all, after about an hour, we all decided to explore, and we went to the rooftop. And um, we were there for maybe like 15 minutes. We met other groups of that were in our group. We met other groups of the same social experiment at the rooftop. And when I tell you, when I saw some of the characters that we were introduced to, I immediately got a bad vibe. The words were, "It's a setup." So that goes on. We all sit in a circle and we're talking about the dumbest, like, okay, so first off, there was too many over sexual innuendos. Red flag number one. The whole premise of the conversations were very sketch. I was very much an observer, and I was just observing my surroundings. In that group setting, I was observing the people, and I was definitely not feeling the people other than maybe two people in the group. Um, there are a lot of obnoxious, jockey, just a lot of annoying characters. Not a great match at all. Second time's a charm. So we were there for like maybe 20 minutes, and we all decided to go to another bar. So we all walked out of that rooftop, and we're all walking. And we're walking, we're walking the streets of Hollywood, mind you. And so we're all mindlessly walking, and we finally stop at a particular building, which would be like maybe the last stop of our bar hopping. And so we all get in there. We stuff ourselves into an elevator. And I think at that point, my nerves were like already fried. I already knew it was a bad group, and this was not going to be an uplifting, positive experience that my soul needs. I very much realized that was going to be a dangerous situation waiting to happen. And so I want to say 20 minutes go by of people, we're like stuck in the elevator. The people, one of the leaders, people who thought they were in charge, they're like, let's go this way, let's go downwards, let's go here. And we are stuck in the elevator fucking around for like 10 minutes straight. Mind you, this elevator is hot and humid and smelly. Being in there felt like torture. But I held it together. I said not a word. I was very polite and waiting for it to get better. It did not get better. Once we made it to our final destination, which was the last bar, we all sat down. And once we all sat down, that's when the bad vibes from before really began to solidify. You know, that one individual who gave you those really terrible vibes. Yeah. They say something, they're all like, oh, she's not joining in. And mind you, I'm recording, I'm trying to capture the moment. They were playing charades or like party games, and I'm just like taking pictures, recording, and they ask me a question, and then immediately the individuals are like, "Oh, she's not along. She's not joining us." I'm like, "That's very funny, sir. That's a very aggressive way to approach somebody you don't even know what the fuck." So that happens. I brush it off. I'm like, "Okay, I've already explained to you. I'm recording. I'm recording the experience. I'm capturing the moment like we all were instructed to do." And so we moved to a different couch. And here's where things get terrifying. They began asking overtly pornographic questions like, "Never have I ever." And they're all just laughing. Mind you, these people aren't drunk. They're just evil. They're just naturally chaotic. These people were just naturally chaotic. Not a single one of them were drunk. And so all of a sudden, I'm being nudged. And I look up, and all of them are looking at me. And one of them says, "Your turn. Are you going to put your hands in? Or what is your question?" And I'm like, can you repeat yourself, please? I don't really know what's going on here. And I look to the closest person and I'm like, "Any suggestions on what I should say?" I'm trying to be polite and friendly. They all proceed to give me the dirtiest, hateful look that a person can experience. And mind you, it was 5 people. It was like a spirit of hate hopped into one, two, three, four, five individuals. They all turned their head towards me, and all of them had the same expression. For a moment, I looked at each individual in their eyes, and they all had this spirit of hate in them directed towards me. And so I'm sitting there stunned. I'm like, I've seen this spirit in people before, and now I'm seeing it simultaneously. This is the closest to, I don't even know what's the word, catching demons inside of people one could even come close to. I don't know. A moment goes by, and a girl with a drink, she gives me the most dismissive hand wave. She's like, "The rest of the group, come here and come join our game." And she completely dismissed my answer, y'all. When I say I got up, I turned around, and I walked away from that scene, I did just that. That was the most eye-opening. What is that movie called? By Denzel Washington, where the spirit jumps in to different people, but it's the same spirit. It's by Denzel Washington, and it's a spirit. It's like an evil spirit that's following like the main character, and he has to like defeat it as the movie goes on. He's like learning the spirits, how the spirit moves through people. It felt like I was living in that movie. I got up and I walked away. And I thought about leaving immediately, but I ended up moving to a different location. But this time I was completely by myself. And when I tell you, when I got up and I removed myself from that disturbing demonic situation, it's like the atmosphere changed. And all of a sudden, people were able to see my light. My light was able to shine fully. It was no longer dimmed. Now we are going to talk about attracting people with similar frequencies who can see your divinity. People who recognize the same frequency, the same high frequency that you too may share. Okay, so I told you I moved to a different spot, and okay, I moved to a different location after removing myself from that situation, and I decide to do a video chat with my partner to show him where I was, and I was feeling very fun and lighthearted and free now that I removed myself from that terrible situation. And as I was doing that, as I was enjoying myself and just enjoying the simplicity of being there, I attracted so much positive attention. I got compliments. That was that was like the highlight of that situation. All of a sudden, people were able to really see me, and it was very flattering. Um, okay. Other people of similar frequencies can be drawn to you and recognize your divinity. That's what was happening in that moment. And could other people could actually feel me and see me. And not only see me, they could feel my aura from a mile away. They could feel my light shining bright from a mile away. And I will get into that shortly. Soulless individuals, NPCs, and body snatched people being instantly turned off by my light. Last night was a prime example of all of that. You know, the body snatch, the change in the eyes, facial expressions. And even yesterday, I noticed a lot of people, particularly in the area of LA, are very soulless. They're like NPCs. And I sense a lot of dark entities within these people. And funnily enough, I also noticed how irritated they are instantaneously by my presence because they sense my light. As I am a light being, therefore they are automatically irritated by my presence. So what happens when the soulless individuals, NPCs, and body snatched people can feel a person who has divine light in them? A lot of them retaliate, and they seek to kill, steal, and destroy that light. We see this happening every day in many different situations. We see on the news people being murdered, people being stealed in everyday situations, such as my experiences. I have been followed, I have been sought out, I've been singled out, I've been through the ringer when it comes to attracting these soulless individuals. Let's see. Now, what happened afterwards? From when I removed myself from that situation. So, after being complimented by different people, people were now seeing me, they were seeing my light. Now that it was no longer being dimmed, I ended up being approached by this person, this guy. And at first, he was coming on so strong. I mean, hitting me with the compliments over the top. But then he ended up saying, man, I could feel he was all like, it's something about your aura, it's something about your energy. And he was all like, it's giving. And then he paused. He was all like, you are the only person in this room that I can relate to. That's what he ended up saying. And me being alone, I this individual, they ended up being a decent individual. They weren't overtly creepy or aggressive, so we were able to have a fairly deep conversation about life, about living in LA, and what we want to do here. I end up relaying to that individual my experiences, and they're like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And then, I just told him, I go wherever the tides take me. I go wherever the tides take me. And he added on to that. He was all like, you can't do that. You can't go wherever the tides take you, because the tides carry dead fish. Dead fish come from the tides. The dead fish come on shore from the tides. And oh my god, I didn't even know what to say after that. At that point, I was trying so hard to hold back my tears. It was an overwhelming experience of a night. Going through that, and then meeting an individual who could sense my light, my aura so much. He felt compelled. He felt compelled, and he didn't know why. He told me that. He did not know why he was saying those things towards me, other than my energy compelled him to. And that alone, it speaks volumes. Right. I don't want to get teary-eyed, but what else is there to relate? Being an earth angel, your soul mission is to find a soul family, your soul tribe, and to guide lost souls into the light. Now, after the past 3 years, I have basically come to the point where I pretty much understand the assignment, which is my soul mission. I am on a quest to find my soul tribe and to save lost souls as I feel compelled to. I don't need to. A light worker, chosen one, starseed, whatever, they don't need to help like lost souls, lost spirits. They don't need to. But I feel compelled to for whatever reason. Maybe because I'm naive, but nevertheless, I feel compelled to. I feel compelled to. As long as the help is willing to be received. Now, the divine universe was trying to tell me from what I experienced last night to stay away from those type of situations that I keep getting myself into. The divine universe was trying so hard to warn me. Even as I was getting ready last night, I had a bad feeling. Even as I was so eager to go there, have dinner with strangers and pay strangers, give all my money to strangers. What was I even thinking? The universe was trying to warn me not to put myself in that situation. And I still did it. I don't listen to myself. I don't listen to my intuition sometimes. And that's what gets me into those fucked up situations. I need to do a better job next time at listening to myself, at trusting myself. I need to trust myself and my God-given intuition. My God-given intuition. But for me to be ultimately rejected by that group of people, rejection is protection. That rejection they thought they were doing to me, that was actually protection. That was actually divine protection. And that was a very good thing, because that turned into a different situation in a heartbeat. And I'm glad I was able to allow my light to shine for others to experience. Even if that person was just one person, I'm glad that one person was able to feel that from me. To find other high vibrating individuals, finding a soul tribe, because I know y'all are out there and y'all are very scary. No, I'm just kidding. There's no harm in meeting other chosen ones. There's no harm in meeting other spirit individuals. There's no harm. Like, if you know somebody's different than the rest, if you know that person's aura, that person's light, you can feel it. There's something special about that person. That person can be trusted. You don't need to be guarded against a chosen individual. You don't. They're the most, you need those people in your life. You need them. Because at the end of the day, those are the people that are going to be there for you. But that was the topic of this video. Rejection is divine protection. I need to learn how to trust myself and trust my intuition, because that situation wasn't it. But I turned a negative thing into a good thing, like always. That was the transmutation of it all. I hope y'all enjoyed that video. I will be discussing more of my experiences throughout the week, and I will be discussing more topics. Merci.